relentless pursuit of wealth is precisely what repels it. Our society teaches us to chase money, to relentlessly pursue success as if it were a creature that might escape. But this paradigm, rooted in the energy of lack, creates a life of struggle and stress. The truth is that prosperity, like a thriving natural ecosystem, is not hunted, it is designed. It is the natural, inevitable outcome of a system where every element, your mindset, your talents, your relationships, and your actions, is in perfect, harmonious alignment. This book is your guide to becoming the master architect of your own personal abundance ecosystem. It will teach you how to stop chasing and start attracting, transforming your entire life into a self-sustaining environment where wealth, opportunity, and fulfillment grow naturally and effortlessly. The Abundance Ecosystem, Design a Life that Attracts Wealth, written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. Designing Your Abundance Mindset. Imagine two people setting out to find food. The first is a hunter, who wakes each day with a subtle, gnawing anxiety. His survival and success depend entirely on his ability to find and capture something that is actively trying to get away from him. His senses are sharp, but they are tuned to scarcity and the chase. He experiences moments of exhilarating success, followed by long periods of frustrating failure. His life is a stressful and unpredictable cycle of chase, capture, and depletion. The second person is a gardener, who wakes with a sense of peace and deliberate purpose. He is not chasing anything. Instead, he focuses his energy on preparing the soil, enriching it with nutrients, understanding the climate, and nurturing the seeds he has planted. His success is not a matter of chance, but the predictable, reliable result of his careful and consistent cultivation. This is the fundamental difference in how people approach the creation of wealth, and it is the single most important choice you will ever make. Most of us are taught, by our culture and our circumstances, to be hunters. We chase promotions, we chase clients, we chase investment returns, all from a place of underlying scarcity and fear. This hunter's mindset is the root cause of financial anxiety, chronic stress, burnout, and the pervasive feeling of being on a treadmill, perpetually running, but never truly arriving at a place of lasting peace and security. It is an exhausting and unsustainable way to live. The transformative solution is to consciously and deliberately shift your identity from that of a wealth hunter to that of an abundance gardener. You must understand on the deepest level of your being that your financial reality is not a reflection of what you catch in the external world, but a direct and perfect reflection of what you cultivate within your own consciousness. The ultimate power lies in designing your abundance mindset, which is the inner ecosystem of your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, and your expectations. Just as a gardener focuses all their initial effort on creating fertile soil, your primary and most important work is to create an inner environment so fertile with thoughts of prosperity, worthiness, and opportunity that wealth cannot help but sprout and grow in your life as a natural consequence. When you make this profound internal shift, you fundamentally change the game. You stop participating in the stressful and competitive hunt for money. Instead, you begin to attract it effortlessly, as it becomes the natural and abundant harvest of the beautiful and well-tended garden of your mind. This is the first and most foundational act of designing your new life, the essential work that makes everything else not only possible, but inevitable. The first principle in designing this inner ecosystem is understanding that your mind has an inner climate, which is the sum total of your habitual thoughts and beliefs. Just as a physical climate can be sunny, temperate, and life-giving, or it can be stormy, frozen, and destructive, your mental climate dictates what can possibly grow in the soil of your life. For most people, this inner climate has been polluted for years by a smog of limiting beliefs about money. These beliefs, often absorbed unconsciously from childhood, act like a toxic fog, stunning the growth of any seeds of prosperity before they even have a chance to sprout. To change this climate, you must first become aware of the pollution. This requires you to conduct a belief audit. For this crucial exercise, find a quiet time and a journal. Title the page, My Financial Blueprint. Then, allow yourself to freely and honestly answer a series of probing questions, letting the memories and feelings flow without judgment. What was the very first time you became aware of money? What emotions were attached to it? What did your parents or primary caregivers say about money when they thought you were not listening? Was money a source of joy, freedom, and generosity in your home, or was it a source of silent tension, loud arguments, and constant worry? What did your culture, your teachers, and your friends teach you about rich people? What did they teach you about poor people? What are the common phrases about money that you still find yourself repeating, either out loud or in your head, such as, money is the root of all evil, we can't afford that, or it must be nice? This process is the equivalent of a soil test. You are courageously identifying the weeds of scarcity and the rocks of old traumas that have been preventing your growth, bringing the unconscious programming into the light of your conscious awareness so it can finally be cleared away. Once you have identified the weeds of your limiting beliefs, the next step is to systematically remove them through the powerful daily practice of the abundance reframe. A belief only has power over you as long as it remains an unexamined automatic assumption. This practice involves becoming a mindful detective of your own thoughts. You will learn to catch your scarcity-based thoughts in the moment they arise and consciously transform them into thoughts that align with your desired ecosystem. For example, your automatic thought when you see a friend's lavish vacation photos on social media might be a pang of jealousy, a thought rooted in the scarcity belief, there's not enough to go around, and they have something I don't. The moment you catch this toxic thought, you will consciously reframe it. You could transform it into a thought of inclusive joy. How wonderful for them! Their beautiful experience is evidence of the abundance available in the world, and it reminds me that my own dream vacation is on its way to me. If you are looking at a bill and feel a wave of anxiety, your old thought might be, I hate paying bills, money always just flows out. You will catch it and reframe it. I am so grateful that I have the resources to pay for this service that has made my life better. I bless this bill and send it out with joy, knowing that every dollar I circulate comes back to me multiplied. This is not about lying to yourself. It is about choosing your focus. You are actively training your mind to find the evidence of abundance and opportunity in every situation, which fundamentally changes your inner climate from one of lack to one of unlimited possibility. The final pillar in designing your new mindset is the daily practice of enriching the soil through a deep and embodied sense of gratitude. Gratitude is the miracle nutrient for the garden of your mind, the golden fertilizer that makes the soil rich, fertile, and magnetic to all good things. A mind that is chronically focused on what is missing cannot create more of what it wants. It can only create more missing. A mind that is consistently focused on what it already has becomes a powerful magnet for even more to appreciate. Your new non-negotiable habit is the gratitude saturation. This goes beyond a simple list. Every morning before you begin your day and every evening before you go to sleep, you will take 5 minutes to saturate your being in the feeling of appreciation. In a journal, write down 5 things you are grateful for, but do so with sensory detail. Don't just write my coffee. Write, I am deeply grateful for the rich, dark aroma of my morning coffee, the comforting warmth of the mug in my hands, and the quiet, peaceful moment it gives me before the day begins. As you write, you must summon the actual feeling of gratitude in your body. Let it fill your heart. Feel the warmth spread through your chest. This practice does something remarkable to your brain chemistry, releasing dopamine and serotonin and literally rewiring you for happiness. It shifts your entire energetic state from one of neediness to one of profound fullness. When you operate from a place of fullness, you make better decisions, you see more opportunities, and you radiate a calm, confident, magnetic energy that attracts even more blessings into your life. Your inner ecosystem is now being consciously designed. The toxic climate of scarcity is clearing, and the soil of your mind is being enriched daily with the golden nutrients of gratitude. You have prepared the foundational environment for incredible, unprecedented growth. But even the most fertile garden in the world cannot produce a harvest without seeds. A garden cannot grow apples without an apple seed. What are the unique gifts, the special talents, and the authentic passions that only you possess? How do you identify the specific wealth seeds that, when planted in the fertile soil of your new mindset, will grow into your greatest and most fulfilling creations? The next chapter will guide you on a journey of profound self-discovery to find the seeds of your unique genius. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 2. Identifying your wealth seeds. Imagine walking through a lush, vibrant forest. You see towering redwoods, delicate ferns, fragrant wildflowers, and sturdy oak trees. Each plant is thriving, not by trying to be something it is not, but by expressing its own unique, authentic nature in the way that only it can. The redwood does not envy the flexibility of the fern, and the wildflower does not try to achieve the stature of the oak. The entire ecosystem flourishes because of this breathtaking diversity, with each plant fulfilling its perfect role. Now, imagine a forest where every single plant was trying to become a redwood. It would be a barren and disappointing landscape, as most of them, lacking the proper nature and conditions, would fail to thrive. This is the tragic mistake so many people make when trying to create wealth and success in their lives. They look outside of themselves for the right path. They see someone else achieve success in a particular career or business, and they immediately try to copy that path, even if it goes against their own innate nature. They are like a wildflower trying to be a redwood. This external focus is a recipe for a life of quiet desperation. It leads to inauthenticity, a constant feeling of being an imposter, a deep and pervasive burnout, and ultimately, mediocre results. Because they are trying to grow seeds that are not meant for their unique soil. They ignore the potent, unique wealth seeds that lie dormant within them, and as a result, their personal ecosystem never reaches its full, prosperous potential. The transformative solution is to embark on an inward journey of discovery, a sacred excavation to identify your own unique wealth seeds. These are not business ideas you find in an article or a trend you see on social media. They are the innate talents, genuine passions, and unique life experiences that are already a part of your energetic DNA. Your greatest potential for wealth, and more importantly for deep fulfillment, lies not in becoming someone else, but in courageously embracing and becoming the most authentic and fully expressed version of yourself. When you identify and plant the seeds that are native to your own soul, they will grow with a natural ease, a vitality, and a joy that can never be achieved through force or imitation. This process of self-discovery is the most exciting and rewarding part of building your abundance ecosystem. It is about giving yourself permission to honor what makes you unique and trusting the profound truth that your most authentic contributions are, without fail, your most valuable and profitable ones. The universe does not need another copy. It needs the original masterpiece that is you. The first tool for this discovery process is your passion compass. Society often teaches us to be suspicious of our joy. Our passions are frequently dismissed as frivolous hobbies, childish interests, or unproductive distractions from the real work of making a living. This is one of the most damaging lies we are told. The truth is that your genuine, spontaneous, unadulterated joy is a powerful and highly accurate spiritual compass. It points directly toward your most valuable and potent wealth seeds. The activities that make you feel alive, that cause you to lose track of time, and that you would do for free are not random. They are direct, personal clues from your soul about the unique energy you are meant to contribute to the world's ecosystem. To use this compass, you will conduct a joy inventory. For one full week, keep a small notebook with you. Your only task is to write down every single activity, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, that gives you a feeling of genuine excitement, deep engagement, or profound peace. It could be organizing your bookshelf, having a deep conversation with a friend about a specific topic, solving a Sudoku puzzle, researching a historical event, learning a new recipe, or walking in nature and identifying different plants. At the end of the week, review your list and look for the underlying themes. Are your moments of joy often related to creating order from chaos, connecting deeply with people, solving complex problems, expressing yourself creatively. These recurring themes are your first and most important clue to the nature of your most powerful wealth seeds. Once you have a sense of your passions, you must identify your skill stack. A common myth that paralyzes many people is the belief that you must have a world-class, genius-level talent in one specific area to be valuable or successful. This is almost never true. Most extraordinary success and most unique value comes from a rare and powerful combination of several skills that you are reasonably good at. This is your personal skill stack. For this illuminating exercise, take a large piece of paper and create 3 columns. In the first column, list your hard skills. These are teachable, often technical abilities like coding, graphic design, writing, public speaking, cooking, or playing a musical instrument. Be generous with yourself. In the second column, list your soft skills. These are your personality traits and interpersonal abilities, which are often even more valuable. Examples include being deeply empathetic, an excellent listener, exceptionally patient, a natural leader, a calming presence, or great at motivating others. In the third column, list your knowledge bases. These are topics you have learned a great deal about, either through formal education or more often, through your own passionate curiosity. This could be anything from ancient history or wellness and nutrition to a specific software program or the intricacies of fantasy football. Now the magic happens. Look at your 3 lists and begin to mix and match. Look for interesting and rare combinations. For example, someone might have the skill stack of good at writing, hard skill, empathetic, soft skill, and knowledgeable about dog behavior, knowledge base. This unique stack makes them perfectly suited to write a best-selling book or create a successful online course about compassionate dog training for sensitive owners. Your unique value and your million-dollar idea lie not in a single skill, but at the innovative intersection of several. The final step in this identification process is to take your unique combination of passion and skills and use it to find your problem-solving niche. Your wealth seeds are most valuable and will grow most rapidly into profitable trees when they are used to solve a specific, tangible problem for a specific group of people. A healthy ecosystem is a web of symbiotic relationships. One organism's output is another organism's essential input. Your value output must feed a genuine and specific need in the marketplace. Look at your joy inventory and your skill stack and ask the crucial question, what specific, nagging problem can I solve for a specific, identifiable group of people with this unique combination of gifts? Using our previous example, the dog trainer isn't just helping dog owners. That's too broad. They are solving the specific problem of anxious and frustrated new puppy owners who have tried harsh traditional training methods and failed, and now feel guilty and disconnected from their pet. Another example, someone whose passion is organization and whose skills are in graphic design and digital systems could solve the specific problem of overwhelmed online entrepreneurs who are losing time and money because their digital files, their logos, documents, and content are a chaotic mess. The more specific you can be about the problem you solve and the people you serve, the more valuable your wealth seed becomes. This is how you find the perfect patch of fertile soil in the wider world's ecosystem where your unique seed can be planted, provide immense value, and in return, receive an immense harvest. You have now dug deep into the rich soil of your own being and have uncovered the precious, unique seeds that only you can plant. You know what you love, what you are good at, and how you can use that powerful combination to serve the world in a way that no one else can. You have found your authentic path to a prosperous and fulfilling life. But a seed, even the most potent one, cannot grow into a mighty tree without strategic and consistent nurturing. How do you take these newfound seeds of potential and create a focused plan to cultivate them into fruition? How do you provide them with the right conditions to ensure they develop strong roots and are not choked out by the pervasive weeds of distraction and self-doubt? The next chapter will teach you the sacred and disciplined art of strategic cultivation. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 3: Cultivating Strategic Growth. Imagine a gardener who has just discovered a handful of incredibly rare and valuable seeds. They know with every fiber of their being that these seeds have the potential to grow into magnificent, fruit-bearing trees that could provide sustenance and beauty for a lifetime. But what if that gardener, in their flush of excitement, simply scattered the seeds across their entire property, throwing one by the greenhouse, one by the back fence, and another in a shady corner? And what if they then ran around every day, watering a different spot for a few seconds, before getting distracted by a new patch of weeds or a shiny garden gnome? The result would be a tragedy of squandered potential. None of the precious seeds would receive the consistent, focused, and deep attention needed to germinate properly and develop strong roots. They would be choked out by faster-growing weeds or wither from the inconsistent care. This is the precise mistake that countless passionate and talented people make every single day. They identify a brilliant idea, their wealth seed, but they fail to give it the focused, strategic cultivation it requires to thrive. They work on it with intense passion for a week, then get lured away by a new, shiny object idea that seems more exciting in the moment. They divide their limited time, energy, and focus among 5 different projects, ensuring that none of them ever reach a state of self-sustaining momentum. Their personal garden of abundance becomes a frustrating landscape of dozens of wilting sprouts, instead of 1 or 2 towering, fruit-bearing trees. The transformative solution is to adopt the mindset of a master cultivator. You must understand that your focused attention and your consistent energy are the most vital nutrients for your budding enterprise. The secret to extraordinary growth in any endeavor is not to do more things, but to do fewer things with a more profound and sustained level of intention. This means courageously selecting your single most promising wealth seed and committing to a strategy of disciplined, patient, and consistent nurturing. It requires you to build a metaphorical greenhouse around your project, a protected environment that shields it from the harsh weather of external distractions and the invasive weeds of your own competing priorities. This may feel like a sacrifice, but it is the wisest choice you can make. By channeling all of your creative energy in this deliberate and concentrated way, you ensure that your chosen seed receives the powerful nourishment it needs to break through the surface, develop deep and unshakable roots, and grow with a powerful, unstoppable momentum. This is the disciplined and sacred art of turning a fragile idea into a resilient and magnificently fruitful reality. The first principle of this cultivation strategy is to declare a definite chief aim. An army with 5 generals giving different orders will lose the war. A person with 5 major priorities will achieve mediocrity in all of them. You must choose one of the wealth seeds you identified in the last chapter to be your primary, non-negotiable focus for a significant period of time, for example, the next 12 months. This does not mean you abandon your other passions forever. It means you are strategically wise enough to know that sequential success is far more effective than simultaneous dabbling. For this exercise, you will create a 1-year project charter. This is a simple, yet powerful, 1-page document. At the top of the page, write the name of your chosen project. Below that, in a section titled My Why, write a passionate paragraph about why this project is so important to you and how it aligns with your core values and passions. This will be your emotional fuel. Next, in a section titled The Vision, write a single clear sentence that defines the successful outcome you will have achieved in 1 year. For example, in 1 year, I will have a profitable online store selling my handmade pottery, generating at least $2,000 in consistent monthly revenue and receiving 5-star reviews from delighted customers. Finally, in a section titled First Milestones, list the 3 most important milestones you will need to hit to get there. This charter becomes your North Star, the guiding document you will review every single week to ensure you are staying on your sacred path. Once you have your definite aim, you must apply the principle of the greenhouse of focus. Your fledgling project is like a tender, precious seedling. It cannot survive if it is left out in the open field of your chaotic daily life, exposed to the constant winds of interruption and distraction. It needs a protected environment in which to grow. This greenhouse is a block of time in your weekly schedule that you will treat as sacred, protected, and non-negotiable. For this actionable step, you will open your calendar right now and schedule your sacred hours. This could be 2 hours every Tuesday and Thursday morning from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., or a 4-hour block every Saturday afternoon. This is your time. It is not if I have time. It is an unbreakable appointment with your future self. During these sacred hours, you create a fortress of focus. Your phone is silenced and placed in another room. All email, social media, and news notifications on your computer are turned off. You communicate to your family or roommates that this is your deep work time and you are not to be disturbed, barring a true emergency. This practice is radically effective because it signals to your brain, your family, and the universe that you are taking your project as seriously as any other important commitment in your life. It carves out a rare and precious pocket of deep, uninterrupted work, which is the only environment where true progress is made. Within the protected walls of your greenhouse, you will practice the law of compounding effort. The secret to achieving a massive, intimidating goal is not to take massive, heroic actions that lead to burnout. It is to take small, almost imperceptibly consistent actions every single day. The power of compounding is a fundamental law of the universe. A small amount of money invested consistently grows into a fortune. A small amount of effort applied consistently grows into a masterpiece. Your practice is to embrace the 1% rule. Your only goal during each of your sacred hours is to make your project just 1% better than it was before. This simple rule defeats overwhelm and procrastination, which are the great enemies of progress. The idea of building an entire website is terrifying and can lead to you doing nothing. But the idea of choosing a color palette for my website is easy and achievable. The goal of writing a 200-page book is daunting. The goal of writing just 100 words for my book is manageable. Every small action is a victory. Each victory builds your confidence and creates a little more momentum. A 1% improvement each day, compounded over a year, means you will be more than 37 times better, faster, or further along. This is how you build your towering tree, not in a single exhausting leap, but one tiny, imperceptible ring of growth at a time. Finally, as your seedling grows into a sapling, you must practice the vital art of strategic pruning. A wise gardener knows that a plant, if left to its own devices, will often grow in unproductive directions. It might sprout branches that look busy but will never bear fruit, and these sucker branches only serve to drain precious energy from the main stalk. As your project develops and gains momentum, you will inevitably have new ideas and be presented with new, tempting opportunities. You must learn to become a ruthless but wise pruner. For every new idea or opportunity, you must ask the critical question: does this new branch directly support and accelerate my definite chief aim, or does it create a new, parallel path that will divert my focus and energy? For example, if your primary aim is to build your online pottery store, and someone suggests you should also start a weekly podcast about pottery, you must be disciplined. While it sounds like a related and good idea, it is an entirely new project that will divert hundreds of hours of focus away from your core goal of creating, marketing, and selling your physical pottery. You must prune that branch for now, perhaps saving the idea in a someday maybe file. This discipline of saying no to good ideas in order to say a powerful yes to your great idea is an advanced skill, but it is absolutely essential for channeling all of your plant's precious energy into producing a magnificent and abundant harvest. Your chosen wealth seed is now planted in fertile soil and is being strategically cultivated within a protected greenhouse of focus. It is developing strong roots and is growing steadily every single day through the power of compounding effort. But no tree, no matter how strong, can reach its full potential in complete isolation. An ecosystem thrives on connection, on the symbiotic exchange of nutrients and support between different organisms. How do you now begin to connect your growing creation with the wider world? How do you form the powerful alliances and networks that will bring it the sunlight of attention, the water of resources, and the cross-pollination of new ideas it needs to flourish into a towering success? The next chapter will teach you how to build your value network. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 4. Building Your Value Network. In a silent ancient forest, the true strength of a towering redwood is not found in its magnificent trunk alone, but in the vast, hidden network of roots that extends beneath the earth. Through a complex web of fungal threads, this tree is connected to hundreds of others around it. They exchange nutrients, share water during times of drought, and even send chemical signals to warn each other of danger. The resilience and majesty of the individual tree is, in fact, a function of its deep connection to the collective. This is the model for your own thriving enterprise. You have now cultivated your wealth seed with focus and care, and it is growing strong. The problem is that many entrepreneurs, in their dedication to their project, adopt a lone wolf mentality. They believe they must do everything themselves, that asking for help is a sign of weakness, or that networking is a sleazy, transactional game of trying to get something from others. By isolating themselves, they cut their growing project off from the essential nutrients of collaboration, feedback, mentorship, and support. Their growth, which was once rapid, becomes stunted. They hit a plateau they cannot seem to push through, not because their project lacks potential, but because it lacks connection to the wider ecosystem that could nourish it. The transformative solution is to intentionally and authentically design and nurture your own value network. This is your personal mycorrhizal network, a web of symbiotic relationships that will support and accelerate your growth in ways you cannot yet imagine. You must shift your perspective from seeing networking as a selfish act of taking to seeing it as a joyful act of building a community based on a mutual and generous exchange of value. This network is not about how many business cards you can collect or how many followers you have. It is about the quality and depth of your connections. It's about creating genuine relationships with mentors who can guide you, peers who can support you, and a wider community that you can serve. When you consciously build this network, you are creating a life support system for your project. You are plugging into a source of wisdom, resources, and opportunities that you could never find or create on your own, ensuring the long-term health, resilience, and magnificent growth of your abundance ecosystem. The foundational principle of building this network, the soil from which all strong connections grow, is the principle of generosity first. You must give value long before you ever expect to receive it. A strong network is not built by asking, "What can these people do for me?" but by constantly asking, "How can I be of service to the people in my ecosystem?" To put this into practice, your first task is to become a valuable node in the network yourself. This means actively listening more than you speak in conversations. It means becoming a master connector. When you meet two people who you think could benefit from knowing each other, you make a warm introduction without expecting anything in return. It means freely sharing valuable resources, an article, a book recommendation, a helpful tool, with people who you think would appreciate it. If you have a particular skill, offer it generously. If you are a great writer, offer to proofread a colleague's important email. If you are a social media expert, offer a friend a few quick tips to improve their profile. Imagine a young graphic designer who wants to connect with successful entrepreneurs. Instead of asking them for work, she spends a month offering to create one free, high-quality social media graphic for 10 different entrepreneurs she admires, with no strings attached. This single act of selfless generosity will build more goodwill, create more powerful relationships, and ultimately lead to more opportunities than 100 cold emails asking for a job. The second principle is to actively seek mentorship by tapping into established roots. In any forest, the oldest trees have the deepest roots and access to the most resources. Mentors are these ancient trees. They have already navigated the terrain you are just entering, and their wisdom can save you years of struggle and costly mistakes. However, approaching a mentor must be done with respect and strategy. The worst approach is to send a message saying, "Will you be my mentor?" as this places a burden on them. The correct approach is to apply the generosity first principle. First, become a genuine student of their work. Read their book, take their course, listen to their podcast. Second, find a way to provide value to them. This could be by writing a thoughtful, detailed review of their book, sharing their work with your own audience, or sending them a private message pointing out a small typo on their website, showing that you're paying close attention. Third, when you do ask for something, make it a specific, intelligent, and easy-to-answer question that demonstrates you have already done your homework. Instead of "How do I become successful?" ask, "I read your thoughts on marketing to a niche audience. I am currently deciding between targeting Group A or Group B for my new project. Given your experience, what is one key factor you think I should consider in making that choice?" This respectful, value-driven approach is how you earn the attention and guidance of the leaders in your field. While mentors provide a view from above, you also need the support of those growing alongside you. This is the principle of peer masterminds, or intertwining your roots. It is essential to connect with a small, dedicated group of peers who are at a similar stage in their journey. This is different from the high-level mastermind we discussed in the previous book. This is a supportive council of equals. Your task is to identify 3 to 5 other individuals who are building their own projects with the same level of seriousness and commitment as you. Reach out and propose forming a regular support group. You might meet for an hour every 2 weeks. The purpose of this group is threefold: mutual encouragement to combat the inevitable moments of doubt, collaborative brainstorming to solve common problems, and gentle accountability to ensure everyone stays on track with their goals. For example, a member might be struggling with a creative block. The peer group can listen and share their own recent struggles, making the person feel less alone. They can then brainstorm small, practical steps to get unstuck. This kind of peer support is a different, but equally vital, nutrient for your ecosystem. It is the camaraderie that makes the journey less lonely and far more enjoyable. Finally, you must practice the principle of cross-pollination by intentionally seeking diversity in your network. An ecosystem's resilience comes from its biodiversity. Your network's innovative power will come from its intellectual diversity. It is a common mistake to only network with people in your own industry. While this has some value, it often leads to groupthink and stale, recycled ideas. The most powerful breakthroughs happen at the intersection of different fields. Make it a deliberate practice to build genuine relationships with people who know nothing about your area of expertise. If you are an artist, make friends with a scientist. If you are a tech entrepreneur, have lunch with a poet. If you are a financial advisor, talk to a landscape designer. These conversations are a source of fresh metaphors, new models of thinking, and unexpected solutions. Imagine a software developer who is struggling to make their user interface more intuitive. After a conversation with a kindergarten teacher about how she simplifies complex ideas for her students, he has a breakthrough insight that leads to a revolutionary redesign. This kind of innovation is impossible when you only talk to other software developers. Cross-pollination is the key to creating ideas that are truly new and valuable. Your project is now growing strong, no longer in isolation but supported by a rich and diverse network of allies, mentors, and peers. This value network is constantly feeding your project with new ideas, resources, and encouragement. As your creation becomes more visible and connected, it will naturally begin to attract opportunities. It will start to produce its first ripe fruits. But a garden full of fruit is worthless if the gardener does not know how to harvest it. How do you learn to recognize the fleeting, often disguised opportunities that your thriving ecosystem is now attracting? What is the art of turning a promising conversation into a signed contract, or a chance encounter into a life-changing partnership? The next chapter will teach you how to master the art of the harvest. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 5. Harvesting your opportunities. Imagine a gold prospector who spends months diligently studying maps, hiking through rugged wilderness, and panning in cold streams. After all this incredible effort, he finally discovers a rich vein of gold embedded in a rock face. He has found it. But what if he, having done all the hard work of discovery, simply sits down and admires the glittering rock, not knowing the first thing about how to use a pickaxe or a sluice box to extract the precious metal? The potential wealth would be immense, but his actual wealth would be zero. He would starve to death sitting on a mountain of gold. This is the tragic and surprisingly common position many creators and entrepreneurs find themselves in. They do all the difficult upstream work. They design an abundance mindset. They identify their unique wealth seeds. They cultivate their project with focus, and they build a supportive value network. Their ecosystem begins to work. It starts attracting opportunities, a potential high-value client, an invitation to a crucial partnership meeting, a chance to speak on a popular podcast. The ripe fruit appears on the vine, but right at this critical moment of conversion, they freeze. They are paralyzed by a fear of rejection, a wave of imposter syndrome, or a simple lack of a clear process for turning a promising maybe into a concrete yes. The golden opportunities, the fruits of all their labor, are left unharvested, and they remain stuck in a cycle of almost, wondering why their hard work never seems to translate into tangible success. The transformative solution is to honor all of your previous work by developing the skills of a master harvester. You must understand that creating value and capturing value are two separate but equally important skill sets. It is not enough to grow a beautiful garden. You must also learn how to confidently and effectively reap its rewards. This requires a mindset shift away from passive hope, the idea that opportunities will simply fall into your lap, fully formed, and toward a proactive and strategic engagement with the potential that arises. Being a master harvester means learning to see opportunities where others see only casual conversations. It means developing an authentic and confident energy when making an offer. And it means having a simple, repeatable process for navigating these crucial moments. When you master the art of the harvest, you complete the cycle of your ecosystem. You ensure that the value you create flows out into the world, and in return, the abundance you deserve flows back to you, nourishing you and your ecosystem for future growth. The first skill of a master harvester is opportunity recognition, which is the art of seeing the ripe fruit. Opportunities rarely arrive with a formal announcement. More often, they come disguised as a casual question, a passing comment, or a small problem that someone mentions. A person with a scarcity mindset will miss these completely. A person with an abundance mindset is trained to see them everywhere. To develop this skill, you will practice the opportunity journal for the next 2 weeks. Your only task is to listen intently in your daily interactions, with friends, colleagues, and in online communities. Every time you hear someone express a frustration or a problem, no matter how small, write it down. A friend might say, "I'm so overwhelmed with planning my son's birthday party." A colleague might mention, "I can never find a healthy, quick lunch near the office." An online group might be discussing their confusion about a new software update. At the end of each day, review your list and ask yourself, how could my project, my skills, or my network offer a potential solution to this problem? The birthday party problem could be an opportunity for your friend who runs a catering business. The healthy lunch problem could be the seed of a new delivery service. The software confusion could be an opportunity for you to create a simple tutorial video. This exercise trains your brain to stop seeing the world as a series of random events and to start seeing it as a web of interconnected needs and potential solutions, dramatically increasing your ability to spot the valuable opportunities that others overlook. Once you have spotted an opportunity, you must develop the skill of the confident invitation, which is the art of the ask. This is where most people freeze, because they feel like they are about to become a pushy salesperson. The energetic key is to completely reframe the situation. You are not taking something from the other person. You are inviting them to a solution for a problem they already have. Your energy should not be one of neediness, but one of helpfulness. To make this practical, you can use a simple, low-pressure, 3-part framework. First, acknowledge and empathize. Start by showing you have heard them. It sounds like finding a healthy lunch option around here is a real source of frustration for you. This builds rapport. Second, briefly propose your solution. Connect what you offer directly to their problem. You know, I've been developing a meal prep system focused on quick, healthy lunches for busy professionals just like us. Third, make a clear, low-pressure invitation to the next step. This is not, do you want to buy my thing? But rather, would you be open to a quick 15-minute chat next week so I can show you how it works and see if it might be a good fit for you? This invitation is easy to say yes to. It is not a commitment to buy, it is a commitment to a conversation. This authentic, service-oriented framework removes the sleazy feeling from selling and transforms it into a natural and helpful dialogue. Sometimes, the invitation leads to a conversation about price and terms. This is where you must learn to navigate negotiation like a master harvester. Many people view negotiation as a battle of wills, a zero-sum game where one person must win and the other must lose. This is a scarcity mindset. An abundance mindset sees negotiation as a collaborative process to find a mutually beneficial win-win outcome. The first principle is to anchor your value first. Before you ever discuss price, make sure the other person is crystal clear on the immense value and the positive outcome your solution will provide for them. Reiterate the problem you are solving for them. The second principle is to know your numbers. Before entering the conversation, you must know the absolute minimum you would be willing to accept, your walkaway point. This gives you quiet confidence. The third and most important principle is to always frame the discussion around value, not price. If they ask for a discount, instead of just saying yes or no, you might respond, I can appreciate you want the best value. Let's revisit the return on investment you can expect from this solution. If this system saves you 5 hours of stress every week, what is that worth to you over a year? This keeps the focus on the immense value they are receiving, making the price seem small in comparison. Inevitably, no matter how skilled you become, some invitations will be met with a no. The final skill of a master harvester is overcoming rejection by learning from it. A no is not a personal failure. It is not a reflection of your worth. A no is simply data. It might mean not right now. It might mean your invitation was not a good fit for that person's specific current need. Or it might mean you need to get better at communicating the value you offer. The key is to detach your ego from the outcome. To put this into practice, create a simple process for handling rejection. Step 1. Do not take it personally. Take a deep breath and remember this is data, not a judgment. Step 2. Graciously thank the person for their time and honesty. This preserves the relationship. Step 3. If it feels appropriate, ask a learning question. Thank you so much for your candor. Just for my own learning so I can improve, was there a particular aspect of the offer that wasn't a good fit for you at this time? Many people will give you an honest answer that contains a golden nugget of feedback you can use to refine your approach for the next opportunity. By treating every no as a lesson, you ensure that you are always growing, making every harvest, successful or not, a valuable part of your journey. You have now learned to plant your seeds, cultivate their growth, build a network of support, and now to harvest the fruits of your labor. You have designed and built a successful, productive, and profitable enterprise. Your ecosystem is thriving. But what is the final stage of this evolution? How do you move from being a successful gardener of a single prosperous plot to becoming the wise and benevolent steward of a vast, self-sustaining, old-growth forest? How do you design an ecosystem that not only creates wealth for you, but that provides value, opportunity, and sustenance for many, and that can thrive even without your daily presence? The final chapter will explore this ultimate expression of abundance. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula. Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 6. Leading your thriving ecosystem. In the natural world, the ultimate expression of a healthy environment is a climax community, like a magnificent old-growth forest. This ecosystem is stable, resilient, and breathtakingly complex. It is self-regulating. It no longer needs a gardener to tend to it. The giant canopy trees create shade for the delicate plants below. The fallen leaves decompose, creating rich new soil. The intricate web of life, from the fungi in the soil to the birds in the branches, works in a state of dynamic harmony. The forest not only sustains itself, but it provides a habitat, a source of life and value for countless other organisms. This is the final stage of your journey as a designer of abundance. The problem many successful entrepreneurs face is that they never evolve beyond the role of the busy gardener. Their business, though profitable, remains completely dependent on their constant personal effort. They are the main tree, but there is no forest around them. If they step away, everything withers. They have created a successful job, but not a true lasting asset. They are unable to experience true freedom, and their ultimate impact is limited by their own finite time and energy. The final transformative solution is to consciously evolve your identity from that of the hands-on owner of a business to that of the wise steward of an ecosystem. This is the ultimate mindset shift, from control to trust, from doing to guiding. Your goal at this stage is to design the systems, empower the people, and instill a culture so strong that your ecosystem of value not only survives but thrives and grows even without your daily operational involvement. This is the path to creating a true legacy. It is how you build an asset that generates wealth and positive impact for years to come, giving you the ultimate freedom to focus your energy on your highest creative vision, to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and to contribute to the world on a much grander scale. This is the art of becoming the sun, the source of light and energy for your ecosystem, rather than being just one of the plants in the garden. The first principle of this evolution is to systematize and delegate, thereby creating the laws of nature for your ecosystem. Anything you do more than twice in your business should be documented as a system. Your task is to create a simple operations manual for your enterprise. This can be a collection of simple documents or videos that explain how to perform the key functions of your business. For every process, from how you respond to customer emails to how you upload a new product to your website, you will create a simple step-by-step guide. This act of documentation is the first step toward freedom. Once a process is documented, it can be delegated. This leads to the emotional challenge of letting go of control. As the founder, you must learn to hire people who align with your ecosystem's values, and then trust them to follow the systems you have created. It is about shifting your focus from doing the tasks yourself to ensuring the systems that perform the tasks are working effectively. This is how you begin to remove yourself from the day-to-day operations. The second principle is to focus on nurturing the next generation, which is like planting new trees in your forest. A true ecosystem leader understands that their greatest legacy is not what they build, but who they build up. Your focus must shift from your own success to fostering the success of others within your ecosystem. This means identifying talented and dedicated people, whether they are employees, contractors, or members of your community, and actively investing in their growth. It might mean creating a mentorship program within your company. It could mean creating a path for a star employee to become a partner. It might mean showcasing the success stories of your most dedicated customers, turning them into ambassadors for your brand. When you focus on raising up others, you create a culture of immense loyalty and build a resilient organization that is not dependent on a single heroic founder. You are cultivating a new generation of leaders who will protect and grow the ecosystem long into the future. The third and most spiritually important principle is to master the circulation of abundance, which is the equivalent of watering the whole forest. In a healthy ecosystem, resources like water and nutrients are constantly flowing and being recycled. In your abundance ecosystem, you must ensure that the wealth you generate is also constantly flowing. A steward of abundance understands that money is an energy that needs to move. Hoarding it creates stagnation. Therefore, you must become a conscious and joyful conduit for its circulation. This has several practical applications. First, it means practicing conscious and joyful spending, investing in high-quality goods and services that enrich your life and support other people's ecosystems. Second, it means investing in the growth of your own ecosystem by upgrading your technology, hiring great people, and continuing your own education. Third, it means dedicating a portion of your income to causes that align with your deepest values, whether that is tithing to a spiritual center, donating to a charity, or funding another promising entrepreneur's project. This act of giving is not a loss. It is a powerful declaration of abundance that keeps the universal flow of prosperity moving through your life. Finally, your ultimate role is to fully embrace the position of the vision holder, to become the sun for your ecosystem. The sun does not worry about the daily activities of every plant and animal. Its role is to simply shine, to provide the light, the warmth, and the energy that makes all life possible. As the steward of your ecosystem, your primary job is no longer to be down in the weeds, but to hold the highest and most inspiring vision for where your ecosystem is going. Your time will shift from being 80% operational and 20% strategic to being 80% strategic and 20% operational. Your days will be filled with reading, thinking, creative visioning, and inspiring your team and your community with the possibilities of the future. You become the keeper of the culture, the guardian of the why behind everything your ecosystem does. This is the ultimate freedom and the ultimate responsibility. It is the final destination of the design process, where you have created a world that not only sustains you, but that has a life and a positive impact all its own. You have now journeyed through the entire process of designing your own abundance ecosystem. You began by preparing the inner soil of your mindset. You identified the unique wealth seeds of your own genius. You learned to cultivate them with focus, to build a network of support, to harvest your opportunities with confidence, and finally, to lead your creation as a wise and benevolent steward. You now see that wealth is not a random prize to be won, but a predictable harvest to be cultivated. The greatest truth is that in designing this outer ecosystem of wealth, you have actually designed a new inner world for yourself, one of peace, purpose, and profound fulfillment. True abundance is not just what you have, it is the person you have become in the process of creating it. Our journey through the abundance ecosystem is now complete. We have traveled together from the foundational work of designing an abundance mindset to identifying the unique wealth seeds that only you possess. You learned the art of strategic cultivation, how to build a powerful value network, and how to harvest the opportunities that your new reality attracts. Finally, you have seen the path to becoming the leader of your own thriving ecosystem. The central lesson has been consistent. Wealth and fulfillment are not things you chase, but are the natural result of the life you consciously design. Thank you for your commitment to this journey of creation. We hope you found immense value in this guide. Please help our ecosystem grow by liking this video, sharing your most valuable insight in the comments below, and subscribing to Success Attraction Formula for more content to support your extraordinary life.